Hey y'all, Cameron here with Emerson Property Management. Every week I'm bringing you tools, tactics, strategies, lessons I've learned, things that have helped me build up a sizable rental portfolio in about 2 years and now manage that portfolio. Today, guys, I want to answer a question that I get quite frequently when someone calls in, because if they haven't, watched YouTube or what have you, they might go, Cameron, have you ever owned rental properties? I think this is a very, very, very important question if you're going out and you're trying to find a property manager. There are many people, I can name half a dozen off the top of my head, that got into property management, bought into a franchise or bought into some sort of, I guess it would be, most of them would be franchise, right? They bought into a franchise, or maybe are a massive company that's multi-state, that's consuming and buying businesses, buying smaller property management businesses. But these companies have a substantial amount of overhead, and they have corporate offices, they have all sorts of things that they have to maintain. And I can just tell you that these folks, some of them are hired on, have never stepped foot outside of their own personal home, have never stepped foot inside of a rental property. I can tell you that without a doubt in my mind, because I have had questions regarding, like, kind of testing me on some of this stuff, and have heard from the leads, from these owners that are calling me to say, oh my gosh, you actually know what that is. You've heard about this. You've done this. You've walked around there. There are plenty of people who have never done that. They come out of school, or again, they buy into these businesses or franchises, and then they get in. They don't know anything about it. They might be an engineer, or might be an architect, an accountant, something, in the daytime, and do property management in the evenings, or as their kind of partnership. So Emerson was founded because I could not find a good property manager. I was buying a handful of properties in the mid 2010s. 2014, I think, was the first property I purchased. 2017 was the highest peak. I was buying about a property every 6 weeks. Got to the point where, holy Moses, I was working at the time. I need to hand this over to somebody. This is getting to be too much. I had 10 or 15 properties at the time. Too much. I need some help. Could not find anybody. Interviewed multiple different companies. Nobody really gave us the attention or the time that I needed, or that I felt was required to take care of these investments. And they're $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 investments, right? Each property, you have to look at that like that. It's $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 investment. So Emerson Property Management was founded. I started doing it myself, hiring folks, creating processes and systems. Next thing you know, here we are. We're licensed. I have another video up here about, do you need a license? But I always look at it, because I am Emerson's biggest client, that I'm doing it for me, for the owner. I'm an owner. I'm Emerson's biggest owner. I want to take care of the owners first. So if there is something, a process, a system, something that we're going to do, and it's going to put our fiduciary responsibility to the owners in jeopardy, we will not do it. If it's going to increase vacancy, just because it's going to make our lives easier, if it's going to increase vacancy or do something that's going to put owners' income, risk profile, anything in jeopardy, we won't do it. And I can tell you, because I own the properties, I get the same statements that you would get. I get the same guys working on my properties that work on yours, that some people out there have never actually dealt with a plumbing issue. They have actually never had to do the work order. They have absolutely no idea what they're doing. They've never walked a property and looked at the foundation and splash blocks, and are there, pests and, crawled underneath a crawl space of a house, or a pier and beam to see the plumbing leaking. Been out when we had the Houston freeze a couple years ago and pipes were bursting left and right. Some people haven't done that. Some people haven't had to go through that. So it's easy to say, and I've heard it 100 times from property management companies whose owners are not like you and I, who actually own the property. Oh yeah, no, I haven't owned property, but we deal with it a lot, or we get it. We get it. We're in this business. I've hired so many plumbers, and I've done this, blah blah blah. I know what it's like to be a property owner. No, you don't. Until you actually own the property and you're getting your statements and you care about the money that comes out of it, you don't know. I can sit here and describe to you what a rose smells like, but until you smell it, you don't know. And that's exactly what being a property owner is like. It's not smelling roses. Unfortunately, it'd probably be the exact opposite. But that's what I'm talking about. They don't understand it. So why are we talking about all this? Guys, I think, my opinion here, this isn't, gospel. I think you should hire people who have property, who have owned property, who understand what it's like to be a landlord, understand the difficulty. We look at our owners as partners. Okay? And people say that and it sounds really, oh, that sounds so nice. We mean it. We shed bad owners, shed people that don't want to take care of properties, shed the slumlords, and we bring on the people that want to partner with us and our expertise to manage our property effectively. And I don't think a property management team can do that well if they have not owned property before. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, let me know. If it wasn't, let me know. Y'all, property ownership, best way to create wealth. Think everybody should do it, especially your property manager. See y'all next week.